Not much goes on in a mental ward, contrary to what mythic novels relate. Patients do not really overpower the staff, and the staff does not really murder the patients. Mostly people read or watch TV or just sit smoking or try to lie down on a couch and sleep, or drink coffee or play cards or walk. And 3 times a day trays of food are served. The passage of time is designated by the arrival of the food carts. At night, visitors show up and they always smile. Patients in a mental hospital can never figure out why people from the outside smile. To me, it remains a mystery to this day. Just a little snippet from Philip K. Dick's Valis, a tour de force piece of fiction based on real events that happened to Mr. Dick. Hello and welcome to another edition of the Stench of Truth. As far as what's going on with Israel and Gaza, we now know, of course, that a United States citizen was killed by Israel in that raid, as well as several other people from Turkey. And there is a great deal of tension between Israel and Turkey as a result of this. But on the contrary side of things, we get from Vice President Joe Biden, who I will ask you to please tell me, should I refer to Joe Biden as a dickhead or an ass face? Because I can't decide which one is a better descriptor for Joe Biden. Dickhead or ass face? Let me know, and I'll incorporate that. So we have an official comment from the Soetoro administration, being run in lieu of Rahm Emanuel, who's the real shadow player behind the scenes, who says, what's the big deal here? Israel's just defending itself. There you go down there, shoot that place up, kill an American citizen. But we're going to demand that they have an inquiry and look into it, and they're going to do it themselves. But we think it's okay if some international folks come and have a look at it. But we want Israel to do it. So, there, Israel. You investigate yourself. Right now. Joe, useless, piece of shit, jackass, fuckhead, retard, moron Biden. Thank you for the official position of the Soetoro administration. Really being run by a dual citizen U.S.-Israeli Rahm Emanuel. Goldman Sachs sold a huge amount of British petroleum stock 2 days prior to the oil rig explosion and collapse, leading to the Gulf of Mexico oil spill disaster. You know, in light of Goldman Sachs being revealed to be practically Satan's working group on Earth, if you believe in such an entity, one obviously has to come to the conclusion that this may all be a fucking setup. You honestly have to ask that question. It shouldn't even enter your mind in the normal parlance of events. I mean, even crazy conspiracy theorists like me draw the line at some fucking whacked out conspiracy ideas. But considering the lengths that Goldman Sachs has gone to weave its tangled web into the government and every other industry around the fucking planet, the fact that it sold a massive holding of British petroleum stock 2 days before the disaster only causes me to say that it might very well have been done on purpose. If it was anybody else, I probably wouldn't. But the very fact that they're involved makes me have to say that it's a possibility. As much of a fucking shame as that is to say. So BP did cut their the jagged end of the pipe off, I guess, and put a cap on there, but we really don't know how much oil they're catching and how effective it's going to be yet. We also have another ship heading towards the Gaza Strip, the Rachel Corrie out of Ireland. And of course, you all know that Rachel Corrie was deliberately murdered by Israel, crushed by a bulldozer in an attempt to demonstrate against the wholesale destruction of Palestinian dwellings by Israel. So perhaps Israel will have an opportunity to victimize Rachel Corrie yet again, by proxy at least, with this latest ship heading towards Gaza. Also, we have the White House being implicated in offering jobs to several people running for office. Now, you know, I've heard all kinds of different things about this. Now, personally, you know, not knowing the law and everything like that, my first thing would be to just brush it off, you know. But the fact of the matter is, people murder people every fucking day. People stab people every fucking day. So should we just say, well, they do that every day. It happens all the time. So why should we even do anything about it? Well, why stop a murderer? Why stop a thief? You know, if we have the laws on the books, they should be enforced. If someone in the administration is guilty of, in effect, bribing people to not run, most notably Joe Sestak here in Pennsylvania and a guy out in Colorado, I can't remember his name right now. In any case, both of those people turned down the job offers and ran in their elections. But if someone's guilty of bribery, I want them punished. I don't care who it is. I want them punished. If they're guilty, I want them punished, and I want the law to be enforced. So, you know, my suspicion is that this is all being done by Rahm Emanuel, who's the spider behind the scenes, deciding on what should be done. I need to come up with a name for Rahm Emanuel. Something that really defines his hideous, spider-like, fucked up, evil fucking mentality all in one nice little package. So that when I'm describing the hideous, demonic horror that is Rahm fucking Emanuel, I can do it without doing what I just did right there. So if you have any ideas, let me know. But I suspect he's involved because he's been subpoenaed in the Rod Blagojevich trial. I'd love to see him be put on the stand. Just to have him put on the spot. You know, to put him in a position that he has put so many other people in. So, finally, in closing, let me just say this. The Barry Soetoro administration is showing itself more and more to be an utter and complete failure. In every instance where Mr. Soetoro could have shown some executive leadership and actually done something effective, he has failed miserably and utterly. So, and one has to wonder whether or not he has been set up to fail by the very people behind him who are supposedly there to support him. And of course, I am speaking about Rahm Emanuel, George Soros, and all the other hideous hangers-on and you know, leeches and murderers. No, don't get me wrong. I'm not supporting Barry Soetoro. He's a useless piece of crap in and of his own self. But could this just be a, you know, a massive, horrible hoax and a push in one direction so as to guarantee we have as far a right a candidate in 2012 as is possible, that we might just vote in Mr. I am Hitler and you know, go right for the National Socialism or fascism, if you will, in everything including name, which we practically have right now anyway. So anyway, you know, stocks tumbling, economy continues to take a nosedive. Europe is in big trouble. Hungary is about ready to go the way of Greece. You know, we have problems in Japan, Spain, Portugal, many other places, Italy. Stocks go down here because job report, finally get a decent job report. And when I say decent, it's really bad. But the fact that it's really bad shows that it's more truthful than what we've been fed over the last many months. And that is that the unemployment and jobs situation is still in the fucking tank in this country. So for any of you who really want to believe that anything that Barry Soetoro is doing or his administration is doing anything to help the economy, wake the fuck up and realize that this motherfucker is not going to do a fucking thing for you ever, 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 ever. He will continue to bail out the motherfucking banks. He will continue to give whatever money he has to fucking big giant finance companies, stock brokerages, and banks, and you will continue to get absolutely no relief and not have a job and have your house taken away from you and not be able to pay your fucking electric bill. This is the nature of corporate fucking fascism in this country, and Barry Soetoro is a perfect example of a fascist fucking puppet. Thank you. Good night.